Hello everyone, I'm Kranti Balla from Bangalore. I'm a fitness coach, fitness enthusiast, and a long distance marathon runner. It's a very well known fact that exercise can have a very positive impact on our health and overall well being. Regular physical activity can prevent a number of lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and other health related issues. It's just not a prevention strategy alone, it's also part of the treatment process along with medication in individuals who already have these conditions. But a word of caution to them is that these individuals start an exercise program only after they consult the doctor and in collaboration with a fitness expert. I'm very positive that each one of us will incorporate physical activity into our daily routine, but then a deeper understanding is extremely important about the science behind exercise and the way it can impact our health overall in a positive way. So let us look at two important activities that we usually do in a gym. When you get into a gym, the first 10 to 15 minutes of your time you're going to spend on a treadmill running or cycling on a stationary bike. And then 20 to 25 minutes of your time you're going to invest in weight bearing or strength training activity. So I want you to ask one fundamental question. What is the impact of doing such strenuous activities on the physiological system of your body so that in the long run you see a positive health gain? So the whole purpose of making this video is to bring in awareness about the various fitness components of a good exercise program. The first one is the cardiorespiratory component, muscular fitness, flexibility, and the last one is attaining an ideal body composition. So let's look at the cardiorespiratory component. The word itself implies that both your heart and lungs are involved. A good cardiorespiratory activity will enable your heart and lungs to perform efficiently at a higher level than what they do at a normal resting stage. So for this, to understand this better, let us look at a gym activity like a treadmill running activity and a straight climbing activity. Now, both these activities are very strenuous activities. Your body will need a lot of energy to perform these activities. So your body will derive more energy by taking in more nutrients and oxygen. If your body has to receive more nutrients and oxygen, there should be more blood flow to different parts of your body. So when you actually look at a straight climbing activity, you see that your heart rate goes up, your breathing rate also goes up. So when your heart rate goes up, there is more pumping of blood from the heart. So your blood reaches various parts of your body to supply oxygen and nutrients so that energy is derived. So your breathing rate also increases because your body will need oxygen to convert food into energy. So basically a good cardiorespiratory activity is going to train and adapt your heart and lungs to perform at higher intensities as and when it is required. It's just not this. A good cardio activity has a lot of other health benefits as well. Cardio activities like treadmill running, outdoor running, cycling, you can see that they are strenuous activities. They need a lot of energy. So the food that is consumed, when it gets converted into energy, there's a lot of calorie expenditure that is happening. So a good cardio activity increases your calorie expenditure, in turn boosting your metabolism in a particular way. Cardio activity can very effectively regulate your glucose levels. In the absence of physical activity, excess glucose in your body can lead to a condition called diabetes. And excess glucose can also get converted to fat. So accumulation of fat in your body, different parts of your body, can lead to weight gain and obesity. Excess glucose can also be converted into bad lipids. And these bad lipids are the main culprits for a condition called stroke. These lipids actually accumulate in the arteries or in the blood vessels, which actually carry oxygen to your brain and heart. So when these arteries get clogged with these lipids, it leads to a condition called stroke. Okay? There's no supply of oxygen to your brain and heart, as a result of which they stop functioning, and it will result in stroke. So a good cardio activity can decrease the incidence of all these metabolic diseases because it involves the glucose conversion into energy, and there is no excess glucose. So optimum levels of glucose are maintained in your body, as a result of which you kind of decrease the conversion process of glucose into fat. So in a nutshell, a good cardiorespiratory activity can increase the functional working capacity of your lungs and heart. It can increase the calorie expenditure, boosting metabolism, and then it can also decrease the incidence of lifestyle diseases like diabetes, obesity, and other heart-related issues. So the next important component which I'm going to discuss is the muscular fitness. So any kind of bodily movement you perform, whether it is with your lower body or with your upper body, it involves the coordinated action of two systems in your body. One is your muscular system and the other is the skeletal system. So all these bodily movements are brought about by a coordinated action of your joints, bones, and muscles. Now, if you have to do these strenuous activities like running, lifting heavy objects with your upper body, if you have to do them at ease, it's very important that you have a strong musculature. All these activities will put on a lot of stress on your body. So this physical stress is very well taken up by your muscles because they're elastic in nature. So when you have a strong musculature, this stress is taken up by your muscles and there is less stress on your bones and joints. So that is where your weight training comes into picture, because weight training helps you in building an overall strong musculature. It's not just strengthening your muscles alone, it also helps in adding more muscle mass. So how does this happen? So during a weight training session, there is a lot of stress on your muscle fibers. So over the muscles, because of the stress, you see some small micro tears on the muscles. So following a workout session, all these micro tears, they have to be repaired, right? So this kind of triggers a repair and recovery process over the muscles. During this recovery process, your muscles in fact strengthen a little more. It's not just strengthening per se, it will also add in more muscle mass. Yeah. So it's just not, if your body has to attain more muscle mass, it's just not the weight training alone. Weight training is just a trigger. You need to take in adequate nutrition in terms of protein after a workout, because protein is actually the building block for your muscle. So this clearly tells us that a good training activity, a good weight bearing activity or a strength training activity will strengthen your musculature and increase your muscle mass in your body. So what is the consequence of more muscle mass in your body? More muscle mass in your body actually increases the metabolism. So why does this happen? Muscles are actually the working engines in your body. They are the ones which are going to convert your food into energy. So when you have these energy converting machines in your body more in number, there is more of calorie expenditure that happens. So with more calorie expenditure in turn actually boosts your metabolism. But usually what happens is that as we age, our physical activity also decreases. So when our physical activity decreases, you're not putting your muscles into action. So when you're not using them, your muscle mass decreases. So when your muscle mass decreases, means your working engines are going less in number. So when they decrease, your metabolism also decreases. So it's very important that we kind of include weight training activity so that we kind of preserve our muscle mass, strengthen it, and also add in more muscle mass, which can in turn boost your metabolism. So this is more than that, weight training activity is also recommended to people who have conditions like osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. So osteoporosis is a condition wherein the bone mineral density is very less, your bones become very weak, and such people are very susceptible to fractures and falls. So when you kind of recommend a low impact weight training activity to these people, it triggers it triggers an increase in bone mineral density, as a result of which your bones become more strong. But apart from the weight training activity, you also need adequate amount of vitamin D and calcium as well to boost more bone mineral density. Weight training activity is also suggested for people who have osteoarthritis, a condition wherein there is an inflammation in the joints of the bones. So when there is inflammation, when they actually do the normal movements, it kind of it induces a lot of pain during these movements. So weight training activity is recommended to osteoarthritis patients because it kinds of builds in or strengthens the musculature around the joints. So all the bodily movements will be performed by the strengthened musculature, and there is very less stress on their joints, and they'll be able to execute their movements with a lot of ease. So in a nutshell, I can tell you that a good weight training activity can preserve your muscle mass, strengthen your muscle mass, add in more muscle mass, which in turn is going to boost your metabolism. And then it's also a kind of a treatment plan for people who have conditions like osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. But then again, a word of caution to these individuals is that they kind of take up an exercise program by consulting a physiotherapist or a fitness professional who is an expert in dealing with these conditions. The next fitness component is flexibility. Flexibility is kind of allowing your joints and muscles to go through a full range of motion. So when you have this health attribute, you will be able to perform various movements like bending, lifting, pushing, pulling with a lot of ease. So exercises like yoga can help you add this flexibility component. Last but not least, I would like to talk about body composition. Having an ideal body composition is extremely important. A good body composition enables you to have the right proportion of fat and muscle mass. So how do you know your body composition? If you normally get onto a weighing machine, all that you will know is the weight of your whole body, but it will not tell you anything about the percentage of fat and muscle that you have. So if you really want to know your body composition, there are some sophisticated equipments in the market. Some of the fitness facilities also have these machines, wherein when you get onto those machines, you will actually get to see the percentage of fat and muscle that is spread across your body. You will know your fat and muscle composition in your abdomen, what is the percentage of fat and muscle distribution in your thighs. So you can attain an ideal body composition, the right proportion of fat and muscle mass by incorporating a very good cardio and weight training activity. That's it. In case if you find the information in this video to be relevant, please do share it with your friends and family members. And probably in the upcoming videos, I can come up with much more useful information related to exercise science. Thank you so much.